Hello, it's me, the Grandma Quilter, and today is Christmas in July. This is what I make for Christmas to hang on the tree or the door or wherever you want to hang it from. What I'm going to be making is a little stuffed Christmas star. And I am going to show you the fabrics that I'm going to be using for this right now. These are the fabrics that I've chosen. The green one you can't see because it's on top of the green. But let me put it here. This is a beautiful red grunge. And these are two little Christmas hats, one in black with red and one in green. And what I'm going to be doing in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how I cut this. You can make this from scraps, literally, because this is my pattern. I got this pattern off of Pinterest, and I made so many of them in the past 4 years that I bought a placemat from Dollar Tree, cut it, and I use it every year. That way, I always have it around. So this is my star. So I'll be back, and I'll show you how I cut this. Now, as you can see, I have my fabric. This is just going to be leftover. But I folded this long row of fabric into 3 pieces, and I put my little template on top. All I'm going to do is draw a line around it and cut it. You can cut it with your rotary cutter. You can cut it with scissors. Since I am very clumsy, all I do is draw around it, and I use my scissors to just cut it out of the fabric. When you're making these and you're using scraps, my recommendation, have enough scraps to make at least 2 because they're so easy to make, it's not funny. So here we go. There's the first one. And all I'm going to do is cut along the lines. That's it. You can use your rotary cutter and do it that way, but today I'm going to use my scissors because I'm just going to cut around it. Now, there are 2 ways of making this star. This is all scrap. I do one side is 3 and 3 of coordinating fabric, and the back is just one solid piece. But if you like, you can make it on both sides. You can piece it with coordinating fabrics. You can make 6 and 6. Here we go. See? And I have 1. The other one's hiding here. Don't hide from me. My fingers are too big. Okay, I'm going to show them here so you can see them against the red. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. Your first 3. Now, I will cut the next 3 out of the black fabric. Again, super easy. All I do, I'll show you this process right here, is I fold up the fabric once and then I fold it the other way so that I don't like to waste fabric. Place the template on. I always place it. This is the length of grain. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. It's going to stretch anyway. I just put it to where it fits. Literally, that's all I do. But since this is black fabric, I'm going to need to find, let's use a white chalk pencil for this one, because it's going to be a little hard to see. You can use your rotary. I don't like to because this template is very thin, and I've already ruined a couple. But since I've done it out of placemats from the Dollar Tree, no loss, no foul. Again, you're just basically cutting around it. Marking it. I have different colored pencils. I have chalks. I have markers. Since you're going to be drawing on these lines, it's not really that important. There we go. And now, again, I don't like to waste. So all of that is going to my scrap pile. Probably be making a couple more with the same fabric. because I just love it. I think it's the cutest thing ever. Okay. Here we go. Cutting into this one. And I know this cutting part is boring, but hey, y'all want to see me sew? This is my process. A very weird process. Again, pieces that go to the scrap pile. And the last little bit. You know, sometimes I try to be stingy and I ruin pieces. So don't be too stingy. I just got in it just there. Okay, so all we're going to do now to do the front is you're going to lay them up. And you're going to make a star. Where did I just put my red fabric? Yoo-hoo, red fabric. Where'd I put you? Let me find my red fabric, my green, I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm looking at the red. Okay, all we're going to do is we are going to make the bottom part of the star. Now, if you have directional fabric, this is where it's going to get a little tricky. So I have this part now. All I'm going to do is sew this together, people. That's it. This is what it's going to look like when it's said and done. Isn't that pretty? Let me try to lift this. There we go. You can't see the green because it's on the green mat, but it's there. It's there. So all you're going to do now is sew it together. Now, we have both sides. All we're going to do is just sew them together. There's not really a lot of matching here. What I try to match are the center points more than anything. I'll repeat this. This is a little fluffy ornament that's going to go on your tree. It's not rocket science. It's a very easy little pillow to make. And all you're going to do is at least make sure that all your seams look good together more than anything else. It's the center one that really needs to match more than anything else, because you can fudge this up. You're going to stuff it. So here we go. I'll show you in a second. Let me just finish this seam and we will take it forward. Okay, front is all done. Voila. There we go. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? So this is going to be one side of your star. So now all we're going to do, I'll give this a quick press just to make sure. For those of you that have OCD, you'll be happy. But you see, it's a very simple little star to make. Now all I'm going to do is put the other pattern, which is the half star, and I'm going to put it on the fold, just like that. I'm going to mark it. And cut it out. I'm telling you, this is just, when I started quilting and doing DIYs more than quilting when I retired. And I again, you all know I'm a Pinterest freak. So I saw this cute little pattern on Pinterest. And I said, hey, I think I can make that. Doesn't look hard. So I cut out the paper template. And I made a couple. My grandkids, look, if it moves, that's not a problem. Just match it up again. You can fudge this up. This is not rocket science. I made a couple, and I gave a couple to my grandkids they played with. A couple went to my daughter. She hung it up on her door at the office. I sent a couple to my old co-workers at the office so they could have something of mine. And I make them every year as a gift. Every year. I just like making them. They're so easy to make. It's ridiculous how easy they are to make. And again, this is good practice for me with scissors, because I fudge things up with scissors. So I like to practice on simple little things. And I love these scissors because they lay flat against the surface. As you can see. Yeah, there you go. they lie flat, so they're very, very easy to use. So my hand really doesn't shake that much when I'm using them. And that's why I like using them. Although I have so many scissors, it ain't funny, but these are my favorites. Reminds me of cutting shears. Now, oh, you see all these little scraps? You can use these. Look. It's just right, almost there. But this one, you can make another one from right here. You can make two from that one. Just save all your scraps for this kind of projects. Save your scraps. Believe me, you're not going to be sorry. You can make a whole bunch of stars with just a little bitty fabric. Any kind of scrap. And I've made these stars not only for Christmas. I've made them out of different holiday fabric, and everybody loves them. My allergist has a whole menagerie of stars and trees. Okay, there's my star. See how easy that is? Now, all I have to do is put that one on top. And I am going to give this just a little press. It'll go on easier. But I'm going to show you how I put the little ribbon inside, sew around, turn it around, and then begin to stuff it. So, you can see, I press this. Now, you know the little points that was here. I just gave them a snip off because I don't want too much bulk in there, even though it's going to be stuffed. So, I let the seams go where they want to go. Like Jenny says, just iron them to where they want to go. Again, this isn't that crucial because it's going to be inside. Here is my back piece. Here's my piece. And I am going to put, this is a piece of binding. Usually I use ribbon, but I've noticed that when I want to hang this from a tree, or I want to hang it from a door, the ribbon tends to unravel sometimes. So instead, I'm using a little piece of binding. And I'm going to put it on the pretty part of the back, but I'm going to put it lying face down on it at the point. Now, I'm going to put a little pin, but I'm going to pin it from the outside so the pin won't get lost. I'm going to pin it from the outside because all I want is it to stay in place while I sew around it. Now, you'll notice that I did not put it all the way to the top because we're going to be sewing around this, and you're going to see that you have to be a little careful just to make sure you get all your stitches in. So now I am just going to lie the pieced part on top, and I am a pinner, so I am going to start pinning. Now I'm going to pin this all together. See, I just put it there so it'll hold it, but now I'll take my pin out. You can use a clip. It's a little bulky, so I think I'm going to use, if I can find my clips. No, they're not here. They're all the way over there. And I'm not going to go all the way over there to get them. So I'm just going to pin it now completely, if I can capture it, because, you know, I'm a little clumsy. Let me not put that in my mouth. I don't want to talk. So again, all I'm doing is trying to put it up there as much as I can. Make sure that when I come around that stitch, I capture it. I think I'm going to put it a little farther up because this part is going to be really bulky. Because usually when it's just ribbon, it's not an issue. But since this time it is going to be binding, it will be a little bulky. I don't want that bulk too. I don't want to lose the stitch. I don't want to lose my point. Okay, so all I do when I'm doing this part, just come around, put a little bit of pins here and there, just to make sure I know where I'm going. And I'm going to leave a little opening. Now, I am not going to leave the opening on this point, because that's where my little holder is, so I can't. Usually I'll do it on the opposite side, but today I think I'm going to do it right there. And I'm just going to leave, like an inch, just maybe an inch and a half open. Never do it on the seam, never do it on the point. So you have to come in. It looks like very small space, but you'll see it's not that hard. And again, this you can fudge up, people, because this turns into a pillow. It's going to be stuffed. So stuffed. So So I'm just going to give it a couple of pans around. Make sure I have it secure because you know me, I tend to be clumsy. And here, see, it was a little bit longer. I'm just going to put it in there and it's going to fit. You, again, fudge it up. Not a problem. I'm just putting it so I know where my points are. For me, the most important part is when I'm coming to the point, and you're going to see I pivot. I do not go off. I pivot because it's a strong stitch that way. I'll move the camera so you can see as I'm going around. I'm sorry if my shaking annoys you. If it does, don't watch this part. Come for the finale. Okay, I think that's enough. All right, let's start sewing this way. No, this way. Okay, again, 1/4 inch seam all the way around. Make sure as you're going around, you capture all of the fabric. Okay, just make sure the fabric is there. Make sure that when you come to your corners, you pivot and move to the next. I'm coming up on the seam, and what I do is I pivot right on the stitch. And I forgot to do there we go. Now here, I have a little bit of bulk, so all I'm going to do again is I fudge it up. Because, again, I'll come back to the same point. It's going to be stuffed. So don't worry about it. It will, oh yeah, I'm not showing. Let me get this stitch in here. And I will show you. Remember, I'm not a perfect sewer. Okay, so let me turn the camera so you can see what I'm sewing. I think I can, yeah, here we go. All right. A little pleat there because it was a little bit bigger. Not a problem, not an issue. Pivot. Keep on going. All I'm matching up is those little crosses where the star, the little peak of the star, that's where I just come up, make sure my star points are there. And here we go again. Trying to make sure that my fabric is in the line. Here we go, coming down the road. See, I just let the fabric go where it wants to go. Not where I want it to go. It's a little decoration, people. It's very, very... See, this is the first time I'm doing this on camera. I do these so fast. But when you do things so others can watch, it's like you get a little, nervous. Usually... For me, this literally is so fast, it's not funny. I can make 4 or 5 of these in about 2 hours. I once made a whole forest of stars and trees. It was, 5 trees? I made 11 trees and 9 stars in one day. The only thing it took me another day was the stuffing of it. Because that is a pain in the butt. When you're stuffing so many... Oh, and I like to overstuff. I like them to look fluffy. Okay, we are coming up on the space that we are going to use to turn it around. It's coming up. It's coming up. Now, here, I'm feeling something weird. Yeah, see? Let me stop. Because my fabric folded on the bottom. See what I mean? So now I'm going to have to use... the ripper. Where's my ripper? Ripper, where are you? Here you are. Just let me get the ripper out. It's just 1 stitch or 2. I'll go over and make sure we go. Yeah, here we go. And it's all done. Now, make sure you are where you need to be. You are where you need to be. Just do a little back stitch there just to reinforce. Okay. I'm going to pull this back a little bit because it's a little over and I want to see my fabric. Turn it around. Again, nobody's going to see this inside unless they take the pillow apart. Okay, almost. Okay. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Open, pivot. Now I'm coming up on the little hook. So here I am going to make sure it's where it needs to be. I'm holding it. And I'm going to go over it. I'm going to do a couple of back stitches here. Just to make sure it stays in there. I don't want it to pop out. And I go back on it. There we go. And all the way down. Get here. Pivot. And I'm just going to do 2 little stitches. 3. I'm going to back stitch. I'm going to reinforce that back stitch. And I'm going to leave it open. And I am going to lift my needle. Gonna run it on the other side. Press her down. Back stitch 2. Reinforce. Come to the end. Back stitch 2. Reinforce to the end. And cut. And it's done. Now, all I do here, just snip this little thread. Everything's in there. Doesn't have to look pretty. But all you're going to do is come in here and just start pulling out. Usually, what I do, I'll start putting fabric in and pulling out. Putting fabric in and pulling out. Believe me, my trees are harder. Oh, those trees are a pain in the butt. To pull the fabric out, especially with big fat fingers like I have. But I do it. It's a labor of love. Truly is. Okay, see? And all you keep on doing is just pulling little by little. Little by little, you start pulling out. Pulling out. I know this is the tedious part. Very tedious, very boring. I'll just keep talking. And talking. And talking. And just showing you how easy it is. Look, if me with my fat fingers can do this, anybody can do this. I'm telling you. This is just, it's just having the patience to pull it out. Trying to make sure you don't rip too many seams. There we go. There we go. Ha ha ha. It's almost fully out. So now, all I'm going to do is help it along. And voila. Here we go. She's out. And I see the tie here. Ooh, look at that. Now, this is the fun part. This is where I use, and usually I have them right there. And of course, since I am doing something, and they are not there, because it would be too fun to have it where it's supposed to be. I have my chopsticks, and they're not there now. Okay. So that's okay. I can still do it with a pencil. I can do it with the tip of a pen. I can do it. Let's try it. Let's try it with a brush, shall we? Okay. I am just going to go in through the same hole I pulled everything out. And very slowly look for those points and start pushing them out. I'm pushing them out and pushing them out. See? Now, I have many tools, but my favorite tool to pull out a point is this. That's all I do. And I just keep playing with it. And it gets pointy, see? Again, it's going to be stuffed, people. Go to the next one. Ta-da-da. Here we go. And there's the next. Let me pull them all out and then just play with them. I just want you to see the finished product. Not the finish, because I'm going to stuff it. And I'll show it. That will be the finished project. The product when it's stuffed. I love making these little stars. They're just fun. They really are. And they look so pretty. So stinking pretty when they're finished. Okay. Now this is the part where, again, this is the part that I have to sew by hand. And I do sew this one by hand. But, here. Now, here we go. Ta-da! See? It's a little wonky because right now I have to sew this part. But this is the finish. This is what you're going to hang from the tree. It's going to be stuffed. See the back? There we go. There's your back. And see, I see a part that the stitch, I didn't catch the stitch with the sewing machine. There are two ways you can do that. Either turn it back around and catch it, or just turn it under and do it by hand. That's usually what I do when this happens to me. I will just turn it under and catch, do a quick ladder stitch. I need to get variegated thread. I've fallen in love with variegated thread lately. I will fix this, I will stuff it, and I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. So, voila, it's here. I mean, there we go. I'm going to stitch it now. I just wanted to show you how it looks when it's a little stuffed. Now, there's one of two things you can do here. I'm going to show you. I always put a little button, decorative button here in the middle. But you can use button thread, which is thicker. And you can stick it like this and pinch it. It makes it puffy. I'm not going to do that with this one today because my hands already hurt. But I will show you the finished product in a second. I just wanted you to see it. If you can see, this is where my stitch is going to be. See? That's where I stuffed it. And you're going to see it's a little lumpy. And like some of the points need a little bit more stuffing. But what I do is after I close it, I redistribute the stuffing a little bit so it flattens out. This one I am not going to overstuff because it's going to hang from the tree. But I like them overstuffed. I like them really fluffy. But I couldn't find my other stuffing. And this one's just a little bit more poly than cotton. Ha 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 ha. Look how cute. Tell me that's not adorable. Look how pretty. Look. She's got a little snowflake in the middle. And I said I wasn't going to do it. But see? I pinched it. Oh, yeah. I pinched it. I use Coats and Clark. And this you find this is what, $1 something, $2 in Walmart. It's specifically for buttons and crafts. I buy these little ones when I have to stick a button on something, when I have to do a craft a DIY that needs to be with strong thread like this. Believe me, when I started making these and I started trying to make this push-in with normal thread, didn't work. But as you can see, look how cute. Tell me that's not just the cutest thing ever. That's just so cute. Look at that. You hang it up, and it's not that heavy because I didn't stuff this one too much. Again, to your discretion. Look how pretty. Isn't she just the most darling thing ever? Look how pretty, look how pretty, look how pretty. Look how pretty. Look. Now I turn her around. Voila, I did a pinch. I pinched it. See? I did it. I did a pinch and I put a cute, look at that button. Tell me that isn't just the most adorable thing ever. I did a cute little snowflake button. That is my decoration, and I'm going to just tell you what this is for. This is for the Christmas in July collaboration that Mona did what is sponsoring. This is not sponsored by YouTube in any way, shape, or form. All the channels that are participating, we are all creators, and we're all participating by doing a little video where we show our little decorations and how to make them. So what's going to happen now is every channel will be choosing a winner that's going to be representative of each channel, and we will be submitting this to Mona by July 31st, and she will be selecting a winner. That winner will be winning prizes from every single channel that has participated in this collab. So it's going to be really exciting. So I hope you join us. She will be telling us what time the episode will be coming out. It will be alive. And each channel is going to be responsible for mailing out the gift to the person. So this part, whoever wins is going to be receiving mail from all of us. This is so much fun. I love receiving mail. Happy mail makes me happy. All participants must be 18 years older to participate, and international participants will be in another giveaway. Um, uh, with digital gifts provided by Lisa, the Awkward Quilter GA, and Mona did what? The subscriber must be present on the episode to win. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast. Remember, this is not sponsored by YouTube in any way. Just come and see us, enjoy, have fun. I love this little thing. Look how cute she looks. And I hope you had fun helping me make this. And I will see you in Christmas in July.